Well, we got another comparison video for you, only this one is between pure sport four-wheelers, like 450Rs and 400EXs, all that stuff, and dirt bikes. And this is for the people who are actually trying to decide between the two. We're not going to tell you which one to choose, we're just going to put out 5 pros and cons of each, and then you can decide from there. Believe it or not, this is a dilemma I actually went through myself multiple times. And this helped me make up my mind, so hopefully it'll help you all make your minds up too. We're going to start by giving 5 pros and cons of ATVs. Pro number 1, they're stable. You can't turn them over on flat ground unless you're actually trying. And when you want to park it, you can just sit there until you start riding again. Pro number 2, you got the conveniency of reverse on some machines, like Kawasaki's KFX 400, Honda's 700 XX, and the 2005 and up Honda 400EXs, and the list goes on. Pro number 3, they're pretty easy in snow and mud. That's because they got the 4 wheels, so sliding around ain't as much of a problem. And there's a few more things that goes along with that. And they're pretty easy on beginners. Once you get a kid used to the clutch, it'll be a breeze. And they can learn a clutch pretty quick. Our last pro is drifting. Honestly, who doesn't like doing donuts and coming through the trails wide open on a curve? It's just so fun. And sure, you can do donuts on a dirt bike, it's just not the same. But now we're moving on to the 5 cons. Con 1 is rolling is easy, and they could land on you. And when a four-wheeler rolls down a hill like this, something will tear up. Con 2 is that they're heavier than dirt bikes. This means that they're harder to get out if you get them stuck, and it's more pressure if they land on you. Honda's TRX 450R is 388 pounds, while the CRF 450R is 237 pounds. Con number 3 is that you can't go on tight trails. So if there's trails that are only wide enough for a dirt bike, you just go back to the house. On the western half of the US, that's not a problem, and the eastern half is taking care of that, but there's still some parts that deal with this problem. Con number 4 is that few brands make them new. Just 2 I can think of now is KTM and Yamaha, so it's hard to find one that you know for sure is in good shape. Our last con is that four-wheelers take up more space loading. You can fit 1 four-wheeler in the bed of a truck for every 3 dirt bikes. And that does it for four-wheelers. Now we're doing 5 pros and cons for dirt bikes.
You just get it. Get it.
The first pro of dirt bikes is that you can lay them down on a hill rather than letting it tumble down a hill. It won't tear up as often if you lay it down. The next pro on dirt bikes is that they're a lot lighter, so if you accidentally turn one over, it's easy to just pick it back up and keep on going. Our next pro is that dirt bikes are made by all kinds of brands. They're made by Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, the list goes on and on. Dirt bikes can also go through tight trails. As long as their trails are wider than the handlebars, a dirt bike will make it through. Our last pro goes with our last con on four-wheelers. Dirt bikes take less room loading. Every four-wheeler in the bed of a truck is equal to 2 to 3 dirt bikes. So now we're moving on to cons with dirt bikes, and our first one is that if you want to park it, you're either going to do that or lay it against a tree. And this picture literally shows the simple difference between the two. Our next con is that they're harder in snow and mud because they slide around like that. And that literally brings us to our next 2 cons. The next one being that they require constant stability. So hopefully you have good balance. And dirt bikes are also harder on beginners for that exact same reason.
Cool origin story, bro. But this means nothing to me.
And our last con is that unless you've actually mastered dirt bikes, you'll probably crash more often for many reasons. Like needing constant stability, having a bike that's too big or too small even. That list could probably go on too. But that's it for this comparison video. Hope y'all can take the pros and cons we put together for you and decide for yourself.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
If you haven't made your mind up yet, I know exactly what you need. An old 3-wheeler. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video, or at least learned something. If you did, please drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Leave a comment on what you thought, and share the channel with everybody else. And I will see y'all in the next video.